You know what I love? I love a safe space, but I also love creating one. And I love that we get to be in a luxurious environment every single week because there's so much noise out there. And I feel like when we're here, we're just talking, we're just trying to get better. I don't got time for the nonsense. Welcome to the Save the Good Girl podcast, everybody. I am your host, Erica E. And some of y'all know me because y'all are consistent. I really do appreciate you. I love you. I love talking to you. And some of you are new. Maybe this is your first time listening to me. And I love that. I'm happy that you're here. And I want to make sure that you are being introduced in the right way. So please go to savethegoodgirl.com and you are going to enter your email address. And y'all, the website is beautiful. It's very calming. I have a lot of people who like listening to the podcast on the website because it's just so soothing, and that was intentional. So if you have not checked out the website, check out savethegoodgirl.com, enter your email address, and you are going to get beautifully crafted newsletters by me. I don't send them often, maybe like twice a month. And in addition to the audio, I have some really great visuals for you, boo. Like, Beyonce's still holding out. I'm not. So I have some really great visuals for you on social media. You can check me out on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok. I'm there. And I want to make sure that you see me, but I also want to see you too. So stop by, say what's up. I like to be social, and I want to make sure that we are connected. So y'all, I really had some thoughts about gratitude, about the fact that we have a lot going on, but there's a lot that we actually do have, about being grateful for pain. And I just thought about that. We are in the holiday season, and I know this is the time that people tend to reflect, but I do have some thoughts on reflecting on this on a daily basis because we have a lot. There's a lot going on that can be very difficult. But if you got to fight to see a bit more. So we're going to talk about that. Let's get into this episode. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling pretty exquisite. I'm feeling pretty luxurious today. I don't know. I'm just really feeling it today. So before we get into the episode, we're going to start with the exquisite moment. And this is where I talk about anything or any experience that I found to be exquisite. And I usually do talk about that before I get into the episode, but I decided to make it a segment because I do have a lifestyle component called Exquisitely Erica, and it's currently on Instagram. It is on TikTok, and it is going to be on YouTube. So look out for that. If you are on those spaces, be sure to follow, and you're going to see my reviews on fragrances, on concerts, on restaurants, on recipes, just any experience I find to be exquisite. I am going to share on that page. So you guys be sure to check it out. So this week, what I found to be very exquisite was the quality time that I was able to spend with my friend and her children, her family, and also with my aunt. So I went to Chicago this week. I saw my girl. I have not seen her since 2019. And as you guys know, 2020 happened, and it was just, yeah, right, exactly. Yep. I know you're shaking your head like, girl, right, exactly. So 2020 was just what it was. And during that year, though, she also did get pregnant. And then, I experienced loss, and there was just a lot going on. So we communicated, but we didn't get a chance to see each other because she moved to Chicago. I'm in New York. And afterwards, she got pregnant again and had twins. So life was just moving really fast for her. And life was also moving for me. But we still stayed in communication, and I really wanted to spend some time with her and see her and also meet the babies. I have not physically seen them. Like, we've seen them, well, I've seen them on FaceTime, but not in person. And I'm like, I really want to spend time with the kids. So it was just really, really warm to be around them. I am finding that I'm being really, like, I don't know if my ovaries are trying to tell me something, but like, just being around kids has been so peaceful and so easy and so warm, and they're just cuddly and laughing and playing and enjoying themselves. So just being around my friend, watching her be a mother, seeing her children, being with her husband, seeing how they navigate their schedule. Like she has such a great schedule with those kids. I'm like, girl, I am impressed. They know when it's lunchtime, they know when it's playtime, the nap time, everything is like on point, and it's just really beautiful to see. So just being with her, physically being with her, seeing her children, that was exquisite to me. Another thing that happened was there was one night we were going out and I was tired, y'all. I was so tired. And she made me a coffee cocktail. Y'all, I am going to share that on the Exquisitely Erica platform. Y'all need to check that out. I'm going to put the recipe and what she put in there. That cocktail woke me up, but it was so smooth and so sexy. So sexy. She also has a vintage record player. So she had like Lauryn Hill. She had all these records. And I'm like, I love this. Like, it's just, I find it so amazing when you are in the space to witness something different, to see a different routine, to see how people handle things. Like, I find joy in that. I am very present and aware when it comes to things like that. Just talking to her, her sharing her story about the plant that she has, which you have, if you have not checked out reviving your reviving your monstressa deliciosa shot of Erica episode, be sure to check that out because she shared a story with me about that plant and I was so inspired that I was going to put it in a podcast. I was talking to her. I was like, girl, I got to put this on the show. So it was just really great to be with her, to be with the kids and to just talk with her, connect, and just see her grow into her motherhood. And then I had the opportunity to also spend time with my family. I have not seen my aunt and my cousin. They live in the city. And I just had a really great day in the city. I don't go to the city often because I live in the suburbs. And I mean, the city's not far from me, but I don't know. Like, when you get a little older, it's like, I mean, been there, done that. But, living in New York, there's always something to experience. I will say that. There's always something to experience. So, because I knew, excuse me, I'm recovering from a cold. Because I knew that I was going to the city, I was like, you know what? There's certain things that I wanted to try. And one of them was this French bakery called Lafayette, and they are known for their chocolate croissants. They have been trending like crazy. So I'm like, I want to try one. It looks good. I like croissants. I like chocolate. Cute. So I did that. Super cute. I am going to put that on Exquisitely Erica as well. And then I went to Bond Number Nine. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bond Number Nine NYC. They are a fragrance house, really beautiful fragrances, very expensive, like 300, 350 for one bottle. Okay. But I will say it is potent and it smells great. I have never been to their actual shop and I just love the display in there, the chandeliers, smelling every single fragrance that they had. It was just really good. There's one that I love called I think it's called Lolita. Yeah, Lolita. No, no, no. It's called Nolita. Nolita. So Bond Number Nine is all about the different areas in Manhattan. So Nolita for NoHo. Super cute, smells absolutely divine. And then after that, I just spent time with my cousin. We went to a Dominican spot uptown and just had some good rotisserie chicken, some plantain. You know what I mean? It just think about the food. It was so good. But what I really loved the most, besides the food, was spending time with my aunt and my cousin and seeing them laugh, reminiscing, laughing, just talking and catching up. It just felt good. It felt warm. It felt amazing. And then afterwards, we went to this ice cream shop and they have some really great hot chocolate. So we tried it. Everybody loved it. Just being around them just felt good. And that was exquisite to me. It was exquisite. It was amazing. And I had a really great time with them and I just had a really great time just being around my friend, being around the family, being around the kids, just having the opportunity to be around, right? Like it was just great. And I've been in this really deep, reflective, intuitive space. Like I'm really heightened with being present lately. And I wanted to talk about that in this episode where there's a lot to be grateful for. There's a lot that is happening. I know that emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, like there's always some things going on. And I know that. But I've been really thinking that we have so much more than we think we actually do. When you hear the word gratitude, it might be a bit overplayed, right? Because people are always talking about it like, be grateful, be grateful, be grateful. But when you really think about it, what does that really mean, right? To show appreciation, to be thankful, to be in a space to be present. That's how I feel. Because I just have been noticing that people are missing out on the beauty of life and the details of life. They are not fine tuning themselves because everybody wants everything to be so fast and trending and stupid and mindless. And listen, I know that I am a very reflective type of person. I find depth in everything, but it doesn't mean that I can't also just be simple and easy. But I'm finding that people are just so limited in their mindsets, limited in what's going on, not paying attention because in their minds, there's just other things that are just taking up space. But it's like, have you really thought about how blessed you are, right? And the things that you actually do have. And if you don't have it, the fact that you don't have it yet and that something will happen. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think like that all the time. I don't. I am like everybody else. When something is going on, it consumes a lot of inventory in my mind. And it's not that I forget about what I have. It's just that in this moment, this emotion, it's it's here. And I don't believe in hiding the emotion. I believe in dealing with the emotion, feeling the emotion, letting it sit, letting it be so that you can really figure out a solution that's going to work instead of trying to hide from it all the time, you know? So I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about because we're in the holiday season right now. And during the holiday season, this is where people reflect about what they have and being grateful and what happened this year and yada yada yada, which is good. I'm happy about that. But I want to challenge us to think about this on a daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis because it shouldn't take the holidays for you to be like, wow, you know what I mean? There is a lot going on, but we really have to stop and think about it. And the exquisite moment that I have is going to carry on throughout the whole episode because I really want to spend some time to talk to you guys about what we actually have. What we actually have. And when you take the time to be present, you will be surprised of the lessons that are currently happening that maybe you didn't notice before. As a leader, one of the many functions that I had was to ensure that I hired the right people. And I wanted to create a strong team because when I have a strong team, the work is done seamlessly. We get the performance that we need, and the company continues to grow, AKA make money, right? But in order for us to do that, we need to have the right people. So when I would interview people, one of the main things I would hear in the interview is I pay attention to detail. And then I would say, well, give me an example. How have you demonstrated that in the past? Blah, blah, blah. And I would hear stories about, oh, I had a project and I made sure that I caught this error, I caught that error, and I did this and I did that, da da da. I'm like, oh, great. So, I'm listening to every single word. I'm paying attention to their body language. I'm paying attention to their personality. I'm paying attention also to their experiences to ensure that it's a fit. But when you are hiring people, not only you want to make sure that they have the experience, because sometimes I would actually hire people who don't have the best experience, but the hunger, the attitude, the fact that I feel like this person can blend in with the team is what sold me. So when people would tell me I pay attention to detail, my expectation is that if I'm giving you the keys to manage this particular store or et cetera, that you're going to close the store in the right way, everything's going to be in the right space, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because I know that this is one of the skills that you say that you possess. And as a leader, yeah, you say it, but I'm going to have to monitor that. And when there's an opportunity, help you in that area as well. And I think it's great that we pay attention to detail at work. I think it's great that we pay attention to detail and many other things that we do. I just don't feel like sometimes we pay attention to detail when it comes to all the things that we really have, because life tends to just drown us a bit sometimes. And although we are aware, like, oh, I have a house or I have a place to live or whatever the case is, right? That may be your story, that may not be your story. But I know that we are aware of the bigger things. I know that. I feel like we are. I feel like we are. I'm not going to say I know because maybe you don't. Maybe you're getting enlightened right now. I don't know. But I just think that what I've been noticing lately is that people are not paying attention to detail. Where is the error? Like, before you submit this report to me, have you done your research on everything else? Have you done X, Y, and Z? Especially if I'm telling you what I'm looking for, right? So I would tell them, here is what I'm looking for. Here is what I would want. Here is the expectations. And when some people would perform higher than others, what happens? They get a promotion. So when you pay attention to detail, there is a reward when it comes to that. I always make sure that when I'm recording, I record and I test it out at least 5 to 7 times, because if the audio quality is bad, you, even though the message could be the best message in the world, it doesn't matter. You're not going to receive it that way because the quality is not exactly where it needs to be. So I always make sure that I take my time to ensure the quality is where it needs to be. I don't know if we're doing that in life. And I'll tell you, for me, I definitely have experienced spaces in my life where I do have a lot and I do feel it, but because of what's happening emotionally, my confusion, or whatever it is that's bothering me, it does tend to take up a lot of inventory in my mind. When you think about being grateful, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? When you think about, I am grateful for blank, what is that? It could be, I am grateful for the food that I ate today. I am grateful for my friendships, my relationships with people. When you think about that word, what feelings do you have? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel a little softer? I found that when I spend time to process gratitude, to really be in gratitude, to experience gratitude, to have the opportunity to be in the atmosphere of gratitude, it makes me feel softer. It doesn't take away the problem, but it just makes me feel a little calmer, because it always could be worse. You know, they say it could be worse. It really can. Because gratitude is being thankful, it's showing appreciation. That's the definition of gratitude: being thankful and showing appreciation. And I find that I have been in this hyper sense of awareness. I've always been like that since I was a little kid. I really have. But for some reason this year, I feel like it's higher than normal. Like, it's really high. And I'm not only in a space to receive, but I notice every single detail. I know that during the holidays, during birthdays, during those type of moments, this is where you're like, wow, family, you're planning, you're cooking, you're being around people, or maybe you're being around your friends, you're doing Friendsgiving, or you're doing a potluck at work, or whatever the case is. It just seems really simple and easy. We're laughing, we're having a great time. But that is such a blessing, to have the opportunity to be amongst people that you care about and you're smiling. I think smiling is the biggest thing of all, because it's always easy to put a frown on your face because there's just so much going on. It's just so much going on. And I have a gratitude journal. I started the gratitude journal in 2015. And this was during a time where I just was not in a great space during that time. I was in between jobs. I was trying to figure out what was next. And I was like, you know what? I really want to be intentional about what I have, because the law of attraction says when you are grateful for more, and just like with God, He always says this too: when you are grateful for what you have, it is so easy to receive a lot more. So when you think about it, right? When you give someone something, let's say you gave somebody a cookie, and they're like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for this cookie. Oh my goodness, this means so much to me. Oh my goodness, I never had a cookie like this before." You know what's gonna happen? When you are around that cookie again, you might buy them a whole box of cookies, right? Because they were so appreciative for the one cookie you gave them. And now you're like, I want to do more. When you think about it, you do that. And I do it too. I love seeing people happy. I love seeing people smile. And if I can provide that, if I do something so minimal and you're like so hype about it, yes, I'll probably will do more of that because I see how happy you are and how you're smiling and I'm just happy that I was able to provide that. And I just thought about the holidays and I mentioned the birthdays and this is where people start to reflect and they think about what they have and they're so grateful. They might say a prayer. Yeah, I'm so grateful. But I'm like, are we really processing what gratitude is? And just there's gratitude in different forms, you know? I cannot talk about gratitude and not talk about God. There is gratitude spiritually. Like honestly, I don't know what was happening this year. I don't know what was going on. I knew that I wanted to change and I knew that I had to put some action behind my steps. So I'm taking steps, but the action part was a little bit skewed. And I'm just like, God, what is happening? I don't really know. But I'm so grateful that he has provided for me and continues to provide for me in so many ways, grand ways, subtle ways, light ways, heavy ways. He continues to provide. There's nothing that I'm going to share that I have that I cannot give praise to him because this was not a coincidence. The people that I have in my life, the connections that I have made, the amount of experiences that I've had this year, that was not me. That was him. So I have to give gratitude spiritually. And I think it's so important that whatever you believe in over here, I believe in God, but to give thanks, right, to Him and what He's able to do for you, what He has done in your life, even in the midst of pain, even in the midst of pain, God continues to provide. He continues to show out. He continues to do that. And I get a little emotional because I don't know where I would be without him and the people that he has consistently placed in my life and the experiences that he has afforded me to have. I don't know. And I wanted to put action and I told God, I cannot do this without you. I don't know what's happening. There's a lot of transitions happening in my life. I don't know what this all means, but I cannot do this without you. And I am so grateful that he did not give up on me because I gave up on myself 1,000 times. And I'm still in the process of rebuilding and believing and working on myself and being consistent. Like I'm still in that space, but I have given up on me many times. And I'm so grateful that he did not give up on me. He still sees value within me. He still is giving me all of these gifts to present to y'all. And it took me a while to realize that I do have these gifts. And I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just like, oh, this is what you gave me. Okay, great. And y'all, I'm not going to lie to you. I still pray on them like, God, what is it? Like, is it this you want me to do? Or is there other things? Am I like, I still get in this space, but he consistently shows me like, yeah, do it. This is it. Y'all, I cannot tell you the frustrations that I have when I record sometimes. It is so frustrating for me because of the fact that I want to ensure that you guys are getting quality content, that my introduction is great. I have my notes to make sure that my stories are aligned, and I constantly re record because sometimes I sound too hoarse. Sometimes I sound too far. Sometimes I don't like the way the intro sounds. I want to do it over. Like, it takes me some time. I'm like, why can't I just get on the mic and record? But it's always my intro. The body, I'm good. Like talking to you right now, I'm good money. But just starting has always been a problem. But I'm just so grateful for him. I'm so grateful that he continues to watch over me. He continues to send people to help me. Like when you have someone that helps you out of nowhere. It could be at a coffee shop, it could be at a restaurant. Somebody's like, "Oh no, you're good. Oh, you can go. Oh, I got you." Ta-da. Anytime somebody helps you, that is a moment for you to pause. I think we just say thank you and we think that's enough, and it's not. There's so much more into that. Now I've been questioning, why did that person help me? Why did they do that? Why, like I've been in this like reflective space. And I think when it comes to gratitude, what makes it even more powerful is when you do take the time to process what is going on. If you really think about it, you might have more than a dozen stories of how people have been just so kind to you out of nowhere. They do things for you out of nowhere. And you're like, why? I need to share with you guys something that just happened. And I'm like, wow. So I did have an exquisite time in Chicago, but the last day I was not feeling my best. I felt a cold coming on. You know, when your body just starts to feel a little bit weaker, you're sniffling, you're coughing. So I'm taking a shower, getting ready to go to the airport. And I just kept saying, I really do not want to be around anybody. I just want to get on the flight, sit by myself, watch my show. Oh my goodness. I just don't want to be around anybody. I just don't want to be around anybody. Then I caught myself and I'm like, no, you are going to have her by yourself. You are going to have a nice, easy flight. You don't have to worry about it. You will be good. Because I am really trying, y'all, to focus on what I do want versus what I don't. And I've realized I do that a lot. I always focus on what I don't want to happen because that's my anxiety that's trying to take over versus focusing on, oh no, it's not. Things are going to work out. Like I try to do that. And I will tell you, when you do that, the results are amazing. I'm not going to lie. Whenever I focus on what I do want, it does usually end up happening. And I remember watching The Secret. And one of the things they were mentioning were do not focus on what you don't want to happen, what you don't have. Focus on what you do have and what is going to happen. So that always stuck with me. And because I'm in this very hyper awareness place in my life, and I really want things to change in my life, and I really want things to grow, I'm trying to really limit and completely dissolve the lack mindset. But then I also have to work on my anxiety because that's what causes that. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But at least I'm aware, right? So I get to the airport and I'm still thinking, I am going to sit by myself. I am going to have the road to myself because this plane is a smaller plane. There's only 2 seats per aisle. Usually it's three. So I'm like, oh my God, I really do not want to sit. And I'm like, Erica, no, 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 go back, go back, go back. You will have the road to yourself. So I walk towards the gate and I see the agent, two ladies. One of them had really great eyebrows and one of them had a really nice lipstick. So I'm just talking to them. They like my nails. And I have like this minty green color on my nails. I love wearing bright colors during the winter and like during colder seasons and colder months because I don't like burgundy and all of that. I like a bright color, you know. So I wore like I had a minty. Well, I still have a minty green nail. So she was telling me, "Oh my God, I love your nail color. We're not allowed to wear colors on our nails." I was like, "Really?" She said, "Yep, only nude, French manicures, neutrals, browns. That's it." So we're just having a regular conversation. I'm telling one of the ladies, "I love your lipstick. I love your eyebrows." You know, just talking, right? Just talking, basic conversation. So then I said to her, "Hey, I have a question for you. I am not feeling the best. I don't know if this is a full flight. Is there any seats available where it's just empty at all?" And she goes, "Let me check." She's like, "Let me see your last name." And I gave her my last name. She goes, "Oh, I got you. Don't worry. Like, you're good." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you so." Y'all, I was so happy because I really, really, truly did not want to sit next to anybody. So I was so excited when she was like, "Don't worry about it. I got you. You're good." So I'm sitting down, I'm enjoying this chai latte from Starbucks and I'm just happy. And I'm like, Erica, what if you did more of that? You see, this is where my mind goes into the deep end, right? So I'm like, what if you did more of that? What if you really focused on what you do want and that you are going to get it and it is going to work out versus how is it going to work out? When is it going to work out? What's going to happen? And it's like my brain and my psyche and my mental is so trained to do that because my anxiety lives there. And I'm like, what if you did more of that? Look at this example. So I'm in the airport. I'm thinking about that because I'm like, wow, that was so easy. That's another thing, too. When you switch your mindset, you see how easy it is for things to happen for you. So I get on the plane, right? And well, when we're boarding, and she goes, "Hi, Erica." I never told this girl my name. I know she looked it up when she was trying to change the seats, but she was like, "Hi, Erica." And I'm like, "Hey, girl." She's like, "I got you. You're good." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." I'm like, "I really do appreciate it. Like, I really just wanted to lay out, in the flight, enjoy my flight in peace. Thank you so much." So I get on the flight and I looked at the number and I was sitting in 14A. 14A was even more space. And usually you have to pay for that. So I wanted to run out the plane to give this woman a hug, even though I wasn't feeling well. But I really wanted to run out and thank her because she did not have to do that. She did not. Usually with JetBlue, even more space, you need to pay for that. You do have a lot more space. I feel like this is so great for people who are taller, like it's just perfect because you have a lot of leg room. I did not anticipate that. Y'all, I was so grateful. I was so grateful because that entire flight, I'm enjoying my comfort. I have my scarf, I have my headphones, I am cozy, and I was grateful because it would truly was a smooth flight. And I'm sharing this with you guys because gratitude comes and the things that happen to us, they come in so many different forms. And I just think that when people say thank you, they just say thank you and then they move on. And it's like, no, there's so much more to that. There's so much that we have within us, whether it's our energy, whether it's the people that are around us, strangers, because I don't know this girl. She did not have to do that for me. I don't know her. But I was so grateful and I was so present and I was just so like shocked that she did that, because I did not anticipate not only to have my own seat, but then to also be in a space where I'm alone. So I've just been in this place where I process that. So I'm on the plane and I'm thinking about that. And I'm thinking about how things work out. And I constantly have to remind myself that everything will work out and everything that happens in life is for your greater good. It is so hard because you think to yourself, wait, so this happened and it's something good for me? Like, it is so challenging. But I also think about when I was in a place where I was looking for employment and I was looking for a job. I was applying everywhere. I felt like every day, so depressed because I couldn't find an opportunity and I was getting rejected like crazy. And I finally landed an opportunity that not only that I loved, I got promoted so quickly with this company. I performed, I excelled, and I would not have that opportunity if I took something else. So it's so crazy because we are so limited in our sight. We don't see much. I don't care how great your vision is, you will never be higher than God, right? We do not see much. We don't know what's happening. And I just think that while things are happening and while we're trying to figure it out, we need to be mindful of all the things that we have within us, internally and externally. There is so much. The fact that you're listening to this episode, the fact that you can hear me is a blessing within itself because that means that your ears are great, right? Your hearing is great. The fact that you have internet because you cannot listen to a podcast without internet. So whether you're listening to me in your car, whether you're listening to me at home, whether you're listening to me on your phone or your computer, your laptop, wherever, your TV, you have a device. You have the internet. You have access to water. When you really think about all the details of gratitude, it can get deep. It can get deep. And the way that God is moving things around to ensure that you're good all the time. And I know, like, sometimes it doesn't feel like that. When I go through a very difficult time emotionally, like I will say, Gratitude never leaves me. It is something that is embedded because I know that it could be worse. I remember I was crying. I was devastated. I was so down. I was so, so, so sad and hurt. And even in the tears, and even though I'm like, God, why did you do this? Why are you allowing this to happen? I still was grateful that I had a pillow to catch my tears. I was so grateful that I had a bed to lay my body, even though I was in a fetal position, so upset, crying. I was still grateful that I could use the bathroom, that I could walk, that I could, like even though it really did not take away the particular circumstance that was going on, I still was fighting to see something else because it makes a very heavy situation a little lighter when you are focused on being grateful and being thankful. It doesn't take it away, it just makes it lighter. And another thing that I am grateful for and still grateful for, even though I don't like it because none of us do, is the failure. And also, could be controversial, but the pain. I'm starting to really understand that when you go through something really difficult in your life and you have learned tools that has worked for you and you are able to get out of it in a very healthy way, you are the expert of dealing with that problem. And now it is your responsibility to help somebody else. I talked about this in the Shot of Erica episode where I'm detailing how important it is to share your story because that is another way of giving back. And you don't know what gratitude you are forming when you share your story and how you got out of it. And when it comes to pain, when it comes to rejection, when it comes to being in that space, when you're in it, it will not feel good. It feels horrible. It feels horrific. It's annoying. It's debilitating. It's heart wrenching. It can cause you to lose sleep. It can cause depression. It can cause uneasiness. It can cause discomfort. It is not a nice feeling. What I appreciate about life is that nothing is constant and things will change if you allow it to, if you wanted to. And when you're in a space like that, when you're in a space of pain or rejection, you thought this relationship was going to work out and it didn't. You thought you were going to retire from this job and you're not. You thought you were going to do, you thought you and this person will be friends for a very long time and you're straining. We have all of these ideas because in the moment, why would it be something else? I remember when I was in high school, I was friends with this girl and I was like, we're going to be friends forever. Like we mesh so well. Like, why would we not be friends? Like, we're going to be friends forever and ever and ever. Like, we love each other. We have so much fun. We're laughing. We're joking. But I was in high school. I mean, what do I know? Right. And I do still talk to, like, I do still have my friend that I still talk to. We went to high school together. We still talk. But this particular friend, I just never saw a life without her because we're friends. Like, what? Y'all, we did not even last through college. Okay? So it's so interesting how when we're in the present moment, everything just seems so certain and so final, but it's not. When you're in a deep pain, it just feels like you're never going to get out of it. When you're going through a heartbreak, it's like you're never going to be happy. I'm never going to experience X, Y, and Z. It always feels like that, but that's not the truth. And I think that we have to really highlight we have to highlight the message. We have to highlight the lesson that this particular situation is teaching us. And to be in a space where, when they say you could laugh at things, like I literally, it's so crazy, but I was like laughing at like the heartache that I had with like dating. I was laughing at, oh my God, I can't believe I was like crying over this job. Like, it's so crazy how life consistently surprises us and just creates new opportunities for us. And that is something also to be thankful for, because there are new opportunities being created every single moment. You have to pay attention to them. I don't think that a lot of people are paying attention to things because they just want to keep things surface. They just want to watch TV, want to go on social media. They don't want to think too deeply. But if you really take the time to think, you're like, wow, this is really happening for me, not to me. And I now have the tools to get out of this, and I can share this with somebody else. As I've shared with you guys, I coming to this podcast, and I'm so grateful for you all. I'm so grateful for anyone that listens, because I told myself that even if it's one person listening, I'm going to keep going. And every time I release an episode, there are people who listen immediately. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that you and I are having these discussions. We're learning together, we're shifting our perspectives, we're seeing how to handle things differently. I am so grateful. And I would not be here talking to you on this microphone if it was not for the countless and hours and thousands of minutes and hours that I have had with people to encourage me to get back. I will never stop being grateful for those people. I will never stop being grateful for my friends and my family and my counselors and my grief group. Look at all the people that I needed in my life to get me here. We talk about it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to sustain an adult and raise one. I'm still being raised. I don't know anything. I'm learning as I go, and as I'm experiencing things, I want to share that with y'all, but it truly does take a village to sustain an adult. And I'm just so thankful that people have not given up on me. And I want you to think about that for you. The people who have not given up on you, or the people that has. How can you take that pain and turn it into something impactful? How do we do that? Because there's a couple of things that could happen. You could have this pain and be bitter and be nasty and not talk to anybody and not trust anyone and just be miserable. And I think about the many people that die like that. Like you died being petty, you died not forgiving, you died not being in a space to learn. You died like that. That is so sad to me. You could have all the riches in the world, but look at your soul, look at your heart, look at your spirit. It's empty. So when you think about what do you really gain in that space? What are you gaining? So there's so much for us to offer one another when we take the time to really, you know, when they say count your blessings, right? It is real, y'all. It is so real. It is so real to think about. I am on this microphone, and I remember I wanted to throw this microphone in the garbage, because I'm like, why is this taking up space? Like, I'm not going to record. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this podcast. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And now here we are. And now here we are. And now here we are. 100 episodes, 100 episodes later, here we are, when I didn't even want to do one. Pay attention to the people that are around you, please. This week, I really want you to pay attention to every single person you encounter. I don't care if it's at the laundromat. I don't care if it's the gas station. I don't care if it's in the bus, the train. Pay attention to people who smile at you for no reason. Pay attention to people who help you, who open the door. Pay attention to everything around you. Focus on that. Focus on the attention to every detail of your day. And when you do, I would challenge you to just jot down what stood out to you and write what you're grateful for. It could be on your phone, it could be in an email. It doesn't have to be anything too serious or too deep. But if you really think about 5 things you're grateful for the day, I guarantee you're going to go beyond 5. I always start with 5 because it's like very easy and it's quick and it doesn't put any pressure. But I find I could go to 20 depending on how deep I want to go. I can go to 20. Today, I can say that I am extremely grateful for you. I'm grateful for your growth. I am grateful for your strength. I am grateful for your willingness to be better and do better. I am grateful for your spirit on this earth. I am grateful that you are looking at your pain and really challenging it. I am grateful that you're finding solutions. I am grateful for that because I feel it. I feel it for you. I am grateful that we get to have this opportunity to speak. I am grateful for my teeth. I am grateful for the words. I'm grateful for my brain. I'm grateful for my body to be in the physical space to record. I am so grateful for that. Taking a great shower this morning, using my new body butter. Y'all, my body butter. Mm. That body butter smells so good. It's the almond milk and manuka honey. And then I had, oh my God, real quick. So I have an almond milk and manuka honey body butter. And then I have a lemon custard body spray. Y'all, I don't know what I concocted, but those scents together. Amazing. I'm grateful that I can even say that to you, right? I am grateful that I can even say that to you. It smells so good. So I'm just in this place, y'all, and I want to challenge you to think about your space and being with gratitude and understanding that I know we got the pain. I know we got the pain. I'm not trying to come on here and be like, yeah, just be grateful and things will get better. Listen, I get it. I do because I'm in it. I get it. But I'm just saying, if we could train ourselves to cry, to be angry, to feel, to be confused, to be annoyed, if we could also train ourselves to find the good in the day, I'm just saying it just feels softer. It feels like you have body butter on your skin instead of being ashy and dry and cracky. Because life doesn't have to be dry and cracky if you have a good body butter. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like that. It could be a little smoother. But the thing about body butters and stuff like that, there's consistency in that, right? Because I'm not going to put body butter today and expect my skin to just be soft the entire time. There's maintenance. And there's maintenance when it comes to ourselves and how we interpret what gratitude looks like for us and maintenance in our minds. Like, there's so much maintenance I got to do, y'all. It's crazy. Like, so much maintenance, so many things that I have to like consider. But I challenge you to really think to yourself, what are you grateful for today? What are some things that happened this year? And you're like, I really appreciated that. What person made an impact on you or who made an impact, right? It could be multiple people. Was it something you saw on YouTube? Was it a YouTuber? Was it a podcaster? Was it your family? Was it your friends? Who made an impact on you this year? Who really made your moment a little better? Let's really focus on that. You'll be surprised when you sit and you think of the answers that comes to mind. As always, y'all, I had a phenomenal time talking to you guys, and I really hope that this episode inspires you to look at gratitude in a different way. I really hope that this episode inspires you to practice gratitude even beyond holidays and celebrations, but more so the daily details of life. I really hope that you are inspired to do so. And I really want to hear your feedback. I love hearing your feedback. And I just want to say, I am so grateful for all of you and your feedback in regards to the show. Your communication with me keeps me going. The fact that you're listening keeps me going. The fact that we are growing, it keeps me going. So thank you so much. You can send me an email at info@savethegoodgirl.com about your thoughts or anything that resonates with you or any past episodes as well. You can also go to savethegoodgirl.com and communicate with me in the contact section over there. Also, you can browse and look at the blog posts. I have some really great blog posts, and you need to subscribe, y'all, because I do send some really great emails to you guys as well. And you can contact me on social media. So if you like to send DMs or a cute comment, I am here for it all. I just want to make sure that we are staying connected and we are talking and we are discussing and you're letting me know your thoughts or what works for you, because this is not a place where I'm just like talking. I want us to communicate with each other. So if there's certain things that you've done that has helped you, please share them with me. I am a sponge. I am learning day by day, and I might also put it on a show. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And, I want to encourage you to be still, and know. Because I actually have that on as I'm recording, that's what I have when I look up be still and know, which is Psalm 46:10. Be still and know. The quote is be still and know that I am God. But just be still, be present, be aware, be grateful, be thankful. You have so much more than you think you do. And I want you to take that power in knowing that. Please pay attention to every single encounter you have this week. And also pay attention to, maybe if you'd like, to write those things down. I think you'll be surprised. Start with 5 and then let yourself go. But as always, y'all, I love talking to you guys. And we are going to talk next week. Have a wonderful time. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.